was gone all day. Went and saw a movie that I want to talk about a little bit. I want to do a review of this movie real quick. It's not even a review, just a discussion of it. This is... oh, god damn this. Okay. Alright, Infinity War. We saw Infinity War. And Marvel movies, I think, have become difficult, if not impossible, to review. Because part of the review process is, what is the quality of the animation, the acting, the set design, the music, sound, special effects, all the different parts that go into making a movie. And it's like Marvel's Infinity War, they were all excellent. Like the last one, and the Marvel movie before that, and the Marvel movie before that. So it's, yeah, the standard, that the super high standard they have, it's still there. It's still there. I don't know how else to put that. Things I wanted to talk about. I can't imagine this is a review in the sense of, God, I'm almost inclined to not call this supererogatory, but obligatory. It's not compulsory, but it's like, I'm trying to avoid saying everything else everyone else is saying about this film. So and everyone's talking about this film, so I don't know what to say. Ish. Gone from Marvel movies. I can think of too many good villains. Yes, Marvel's had a lot of villains that are, God, just have these paper-thin motivations. But this is not one of them. This is one of the strongest villains I've seen in a Marvel movie. I think the Kingpin in the Daredevil Netflix series is better developed, but it is up there. The Thanos in this film is huge. He's very strong, very interesting. Not relatable, but this is a great job for a villain. This feels like an evolution for a Marvel film. Like, it doesn't feel like the standard, which I think they were doing a bit in Age of Ultron and Iron Man 2, where it was just kind of going through the motions. These are all the ingredients for our big blockbusters. Put all the ingredients in it and just cook. This feels like they've gotten away from that. I mean, this is a very well done movie. There were a lot of really, really cool surprises that, and I can't emphasize how spoiler-free this review is going to be. Like, I'm going to be kind of vague. But, this had a lot of really good surprises. I'm definitely going to see this movie at least once more, if not twice more. While we were talking about this film, two things kept coming up, and not this movie. It was Last Jedi and the Justice League movie. And this movie relies on a lot of surprises. Like, a lot of unexpected, cool things happen. And that's neat. But we were trying to, the actual advertising campaign for this film was very much like they didn't put in as much footage from the film as they could have, and it's a long-ass movie. Good props on them, because it relies on a lot of surprises, and they avoid putting the surprises in their advertising. What instead they did was they had the actors don't spoil the surprise, don't tell anyone about what happens, keep your mouth shut the fuck up. And that was clever. And I'm trying to imagine them doing the same thing for the Justice League or Last Jedi movie, and I can't, because none of those films had any such surprise. It would be absurd for the Jedi movie, and there were really no surprises in the Justice League film. This is what those movies wanted to be, done correctly. And the same budget, worth mentioning, as Justice League. Much better work. Very good work. It had 1 million characters, and I cared about all of them. There was no one I was like, ugh, why is this guy even in here? I was cool with absolutely everyone. Some characters I might have liked to see more. Others, I was good with everyone. And the real treat for this film is the characters you've seen from the previous film. If you've never seen a Marvel movie before, this movie is perfectly fine for you. Yes, everything else is set up. This is the end of the, God, half a decade of setups, or more than that. When was I don't remember which movie Thanos was teased in first, but it had to have been Guardians, right? Regardless, no, it was the Avengers film. I don't know, whatever. So the first Avengers movie. Regardless, if you've never seen a Marvel movie before, this is fine. You won't miss out. It'll be great. But if you have seen all of the Marvel movies, and I have, this was a nice. It's that's that character, and there's that character. Love all this. What else? The real treat for this film is watching all of these characters you've seen for 10 years now interacting in cool ways. Like, you know that character you like, and you know that other character you like, odds are you're going to see those two characters interact. And and I can't stress enough, in some cases that is extremely awesome. Like you've seen in the commercial Thor and the Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't even imagine that scene would be as awesome as it was. It was funny as fuck and really awesome. We see in the commercials Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, two egomaniacs who I love Doctor Strange, the first movie, but some people complained it was too much. The character's too much like Iron Man. Seeing and the character there's some similarities there. That's not groundless. That's not a groundless criticism. But boy, having those two egomaniacs, two very different egomaniacs, trading off one another. God, it's so fucking awesome. And then all the characters who are very quippy are quippy. I mean, it's everything you want this film to be. It's the movie you wanted to see. It is what it says it was. It doesn't lie. It doesn't trick you. It has a lot of surprises. It's really awesome. Like I said, two other films that came out recently that were disappointments. This film retroactively makes them worse. It's like you could have done half of the shit they did. You could have done a quarter of the shit they did in this movie, and you didn't, and your movie suffered for it. Shame on you, Last Jedi and Justice League and a couple others. What are the odds you'll see this and not like it? We were in the car, and I'm literally sitting there with Dave, and the two of us are just trying to think of things that they did incorrectly. Because it's really easy to get, like, kind of Last Jedi. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. But, the more you think about it, the more it's like, oh, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't really work. So we're sitting in the car thinking about this movie, talking about this movie, trying to find where it went wrong. God, I really couldn't find anything. Like, this movie was so much fun. And like I said, if you've never seen a Marvel movie before, you'll have a blast. If you've seen all of them, you'll get so much satisfaction about seeing the characters appear and then interact. I mean, is this movie actually going to get a perfect score? I'll say, God, 1 in 100. I mean, like, really, what's not to like? I mean, unless you don't like comic book movies or superhero movies at all, then why are you seeing this film? The odds you'll see it and not like it are damn slim. I can't imagine you're such a nitpicky cynic. You're not going to find... There's too much enjoyment to be had in this film. Would I go and see it again? Yes, I might see it tomorrow morning. like I found out the independent sort of movie theater that is near me that only shows independent films that no one's heard of is going to be showing this opening weekend. Like, fucking everyone's showing this film. And that's like, I could walk there. So yeah, I'm gonna see this again, probably this weekend, maybe even again. I might see this twice. It's really good. It's the problem with, like I said, it's the problem with reviewing Marvel movies, because I have nothing to add to this. It's like, it's great, like all the other Marvel movies. I enjoyed it, like all the other Marvel movies. The only ones I had a problem with were, I think, Age of Ultron and Iron Man 2 I thought was a little weak. Like, I think it took them a little to get on their horse, to get their rhythm. But otherwise, the rest of these have been fantastic. I really liked Ant-Man. And, like, I flat out couldn't do a Black Panther review. Like, I had nothing to add. Like, I couldn't even think of anything. It's like, yeah, it's great for all the reasons I like them. So it's like, what do you do? Anyway, I'm out.